What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Yes, Boca, the coffee is filled, and we only had one cup today. I'm a little concerned about that, but I'm feeling good. I got my waters, and I'll probably get another coffee later. So, what's happening, everybody? A lot to get to here in the crypto market. We're going to talk about recession a little bit. There's some interesting stuff out there this morning. Some articles out there that are hinting at the fact that we could be getting closer to the powers that be finally saying, yes, we are in a recession. A lot of people think we're already in one. No, I know other parts of the world already are in a recession. They've already kind of talked about it, but here in the States we haven't really talked about that word all that much. It's just the threat of. But there are some signs out there that we are heading toward that. I want to make sure we're all prepared for that. But even in doing so, I'm keeping a larger cash position on the sidelines. I'm still dollar cost averaging, still buying the dip on some of my high conviction crypto plays. So I want to jump into that as well. Good morning to everybody out there. Welcome in. You guys know the drill. Hit that like button on your way in. If you could, just push us up there in the YouTube algorithm, and let's dive in. So let me share my screen here. We're going to take a look at CoinMarketCap first. Just take a look at the overall crypto market. Good morning, Crypto Mania. How we doing? And then we'll take a look at some of these articles I want to jump into. So a lot of people thinking this is just a major bull trap right now. Bitcoin is trading at about 20,500 right now. It is up slightly. We could see here, we take an overview snapshot over the past 7 days. It has been trending upwards pretty nicely. But here in the 1 month, it's just one big consolidation. Now, remember, we consolidated like this up at 30,000 for a very long time before we had the big steep decline. And we could see that kind of in the 1 year probably. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay. So look how long we hovered right in this 28 to about $31,000 range. Right. So we fell back down in here. So it was really about from May all the way until June. It lasted about a month. We had a consolidation right around 30K. Okay. Then we had the steep decline, and we're kind of in this consolidation pattern right now at 20K. Now, will we drop another 10,000 and go already all the way to 10? A lot of people don't think we've hit bottom yet with cryptocurrency. I don't know if we'll get all the way to 10. We could, right? It could happen. The numbers we're hearing is 15,000, 16,000. That's what a lot of the models are showing from the technical perspective. No matter what, we have to prepare for the worst, right? I hope we have the bottom baked in. I really do. I hope 17.5 or 17.6, wherever it fell to. I hope that's the bottom, right? That would be great. And we're just consolidating here one more time before we head back up. But the macroeconomic factors tell us that we're not out of the woods yet, right? We still have all of these things at play that are hindering the markets, not just crypto, right? The overall markets at large. Whether it's inflation, whether it's supply chain, whether it's war, whether it's what the feds are doing here in the U.S. Speaking of which, we had the Fed meeting minutes come out yesterday. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new to the stream, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. But so many factors are working against us right now. So many factors working against us right now that it's tough to really say with a lot of authority that this is the bottom and we're only going to go back up from here. Now, a lot of other, people around the industry believe, though, as things get worse with inflation, it's actually good for crypto because crypto is supposed to be the hedge, right? Crypto is supposed to be the hedge against inflation. So we haven't seen inflation this bad in Bitcoin's existence. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out exactly if that's true or not. And it's really going to be put to the test. Now, some of the things we want to look at, this is an article that came out today from the Wall Street Journal. Copper slide signals mounting recession concern. So industrial metal falls to its lowest level since late 2020 as many investors unwind their bets. So if we dive into this a little bit, It says, well, we can't even continue to read because I don't have the Wall Street Journal membership, but this gives us a little sneak peek. Copper prices have fallen to their lowest level in nearly 2 years, with investor concerns about an economic slowdown intensifying. The most actively traded copper futures contract finished Wednesday at 3.40 a pound, its lowest settlement since November 2020. That has copper used in everything from construction to electronics, on pace to decline for 5 consecutive weeks. So, these are factors at play. These are macroeconomic factors that we can look at and say, well, yes, this would point toward a recession. I want to jump into this article in a minute. How recession provides opportunity for growing businesses, and that includes the crypto industry. We're seeing a lot of activity right now with mergers and acquisitions, and we've seen a lot of big losers, but we've also seen a lot of big winners thus far during this downturn. Let's just call it during this economic downturn right now. I don't want to call it a recession yet, officially, right? But we also are starting to see that big companies are cutting employees. So recently, yesterday, I read about Shopify, which is a big company. So let me see if I can actually just find the article I was looking at. Big companies cutting employees, and we'll do recession. Let me see if I can find the exact article that I had yesterday. So here's an article from NPR. Job cuts are rolling in. Here's who is feeling the most pain so far. JP Morgan is one of them. Netflix just did a second round of layoffs. Tesla is slashing its salaried workforce by 10%. We've seen it in the crypto space, right? With Coinbase and some of the major exchanges, Gemini, right? Many of these exchanges are cutting back the workforce right now, which again is an indication that we're heading toward a recession. Now, historically, recessions last about 11 months. We've talked about that in previous live streams. But after recessions comes usually, historically speaking here, a decade of growth. So with every pullback that is a recession, there are huge opportunities for new businesses, for new sectors, for especially new industries like crypto to really come out of the ashes and be a big winner. We also saw Shopify lay off some people yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. All the days run together these days. But in the last 6 months, things have changed dramatically as the Federal Reserve has started hiking rates aggressively to fight high inflation. Other companies that have had layoffs recently did well during the pandemic. When gyms were closed, people got Pelotons. There were a lot of those stay-at-home stocks and stay-at-home companies that did really well. But, look what's happened to some of these stocks like Peloton and like Zoom and all of these, pandemic plays, if you will, that did really, really well when everybody was at home, that have taken a hit. Take a look at what's happened in the tech sector. Tech has just gotten obliterated, over the past 6 months or so, really to start this year in 2022. It's been brutal, but it again provides a lot of opportunities for us as investors, and it also provides a lot of opportunities for big companies to take more market share. Here I'll share with you my Robinhood portfolio. We'll take a look at some of these big tech stocks. Apple hasn't really got hit hard just yet. We got a little bit of Apple in this portfolio, actually up a little bit. Average cost at 131, so I'm actually liking that a little bit. But if we take a look at just the 1 year, Apple is only just slightly in the green, up about 1.2225%. If we go to the 3 month, though, if we go to just the last 3 months, Apple stock's down 15%. And again, Apple is the largest company by market cap on the New York Stock Exchange, right? With right now a market cap of $2.35 trillion. That is way bigger than the overall crypto market at large. Think about that. So in order for that to move down 15% over the past 3 months, that's a big hit. You look at some of these other tech plays like Meta, right? So Meta has taken a huge hit as well. Look at that. Look at Meta in the last 3 months. It's down 25%. Netflix, which, that was part of the big FANG plays, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Netflix has gotten crushed, absolutely crushed. Look at this, down almost 50% in the last 3 months. Now, Netflix has a lot of competition. One of those big competitors is Disney. Disney's kind of taking over everything, whether it's streaming. It really doesn't matter. Disney's just massive. Now, even Disney, though, Disney down 27%. I say all this because, I think people, always are asking, crypto is getting just crushed and what's going on? Well, I mean, look at these stocks. Look at these stocks that are just household names. Now, we take a look at Bitcoin over the past 3 months. Yeah, I mean, we've come down from, 42, 43K all the way down to 20K. I mean, we've lost a ton, of volume, and we've lost a ton of ground, right? But it's similarly on par with some of the big tech plays. So eToro now laying off hundreds of staff. Yeah, Michael Uto, thank you. I think I just botched your last name. Sorry about that. Don't worry about recession. Just use it as your advantage. Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, I'm not a negative person by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's important we talk about indicators like this with layoffs, with copper, sliding, down. And I think it's important we stay ahead of the curve. But I agree with you 100%. Where recession comes in, opportunities begin to, present themselves as well. Voyager's a wake-up call. Hopefully they do right by their users in this restructure. Yeah, what's happened with Voyager is just a mess. But again, I think you're going to see a company like FTX probably come in and swoop up more of these companies and take more of the market share, right, of the smaller end exchanges. And that's what happens. I mean, when new industries, and crypto is a new industry, when they go through these growing pains, these big economic downturns, these big bear markets, you see a lot of mergers and acquisitions. And that's going to happen a lot more in crypto. It happens all the time in the stock market world. If you think we're heading toward a similar situation that we see with stocks and how big the stock market has gotten, I think crypto will get there. I mean, we know regulation is coming, right? That will help us in that direction. But if we believe that's going to happen, then yeah, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be big fallout, like Voyager, like Celsius, like Luna. I mean, it's terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's not something I wish, to happen, but it's part of the process, and all the more reason to get money off centralized exchanges too, right? I have some money still across centralized exchanges, and I'll just be, fully transparent here. I'm working right now to get all of that all off of centralized exchanges. I'll probably leave a little bit on the likes of Coinbase just for like trading purposes. It's good for that. But I'm looking to get everything into decentralized wallets, backed up on a ledger. I've got a Nano X. It's a wake-up call. It's a huge wake-up call, no doubt about it, Boca. I agree with you 100%, man. Do you think we can get out money back from Voyager? Robert, I think they're going to work it out. I think a big company like FTX will come in. I think it would be the best thing for Voyager. I do. I think the best thing for Voyager would be if FTX or one of the big players came in, swooped in, and bought them out, and basically turned, what if they turned all of the Voyager tokens into FTX tokens? Think about that. Think about how big that would be for FTX. FTX is still a top 100 crypto. It's number 20 right now, and it's actually up here in the one day. It's performing really well, actually. FTX has been a big winner here so far with all the downturn. And you're seeing Sam Bankman-Fried. I mean, this guy deserves a standing ovation, in my opinion, for what he's done already in a short amount of time. I think he deserves a lot more credit, and I think he could be a savior here for Voyager. I do. But I do think Voyager will work it out one way or another. I do. Cheers to everyone having their first sip. What's up, Justin? How we doing, man? Jerry Molinari's in the house. I think we are in for a long haul till things turn around. People need to stop panic selling and DCA into their biggest bags and stop spreading more FUD. The market always comes back. Love that, Jerry. 100%, man. And we could talk a little bit about, what I'm doing here in terms of accumulation. What's up, Zay? How we doing, man? Looks like a nice green day, at least so far, but things can change. We're not too green today, but Ethereum has had a nice little run. It's up about 18% right now in the last week or so. Bitcoin's up about 9%. We could see BNB is up. There have been some nice run-ups. We could see a couple of these top projects like Sandbox is up 33%, Cosmos 27%, Quant 26%, even Polygon has had a nice run. I bought the Polygon dip. I'm happy I did that. Where's my Robinhood? Let me see here. Let me go back to my portfolio, which is, in the year here, getting crushed pretty good, down $4,000. I'm down 38% in this, in this portfolio. This is a little fun portfolio that I started way back in 2020. You can see I've got 2.2 ETH in here. I mean, I'm getting crushed on this. My average cost is just over 3,200, right? Looked great when Ethereum was up over 4,800, right? But, I'm just slowly getting into Ethereum. I was slowly getting into Ethereum back then. And this is a long-term bag for me. But this makes up 47% of my portfolio. Look at that. That's down over $4,500. Okay. But I'll hold. I'm not going to sell Ethereum. That'll come back. Welcome into all the new people. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. Appreciate that. But here, let me show you Matic. So I've got Matic in like 3 or 4 different places. I've got what do I got? 2,000 Matic tokens here. Average cost of 56 cents. So I'm about even right now with current prices. Average cost of 56 cents. Ooh, Matic's running nicely too. But I just did an article. I just did a video recently on Matic, and there's some interesting tidbits on Matic that showcase. Let me see if I can find the article. We could be heading for the upside here. We could have a little bull rally for Matic, all the way up to like 78 cents. Let me see if I can find it. Might pull it up. Yeah, I think this. Oh, no, that's not it. Let me go to news. 3 possible reasons why investors are stocking up on Matic. Here, you know what? It was on my cryptonews.net. Let me see here. Polygon. Let's see here. Should be able to find it. So that's why I started accumulating some Matic. I have it in other places as well, but I do really like Matic. Oh, come on. There's got to be some articles on Polygon, right? Here, let me go Matic instead. Let me see if that works. Oh, there we go. Matic is okay. So here's one. Polygon's Matic is due for massive uptrend unless this happens. So here we go. This is from FX Street, which I always like to dive into. Matic price is a buy. Polygon's Matic price could rally towards $1 in the coming days. This is 13 hours ago. Think about that. Polygon Matic price could rally to $1 in the coming days. That's interesting. So we are on a nice little run here. And really over the past week, Polygon has done a nice job. So that's why I started accumulating some more. I'll take this down a little bit here overall, but I'll take 2,000. If I can flip this over to 2,000, I'll probably take $1,000 profit and just made, a little bit of money in the bear market. I'm cool with that. And then I just, probably waiting for it to come back down because I do think it would. I mean, it's still down 63% in the past 3 months. So even a $1 Matic, we're looking at like right in this range, right in here, $1 Matic. But it's nowhere near the all-time high, which was set up here, $2.87. And I have other bags that I'll hold. So this is kind of my swing trading position. I read a couple articles on Matic, got in here, 56-cent average. I bought one other time at 60 cents, and then I lowered it down. Here, I'll show you exactly. Here it was right here. I bought, here you go, right at 49 cents. I bought another $350 worth, and actually $370 worth. I bought it 2 times just on July 5th, 2 days ago at 49 cents. So there's opportunity here still in a bear market. You could swing trade a little bit and, find some gems. But let me go back over to where the heck did that article go now? Okay. Matic price is a buy. Okay. So it could rally to $1 in the coming days. From June 18th to the 24th, the bulls accomplished a 90% rally. A pullback occurred, and it was mentioned in the previous thesis that a break below the 61% Fibonacci retracement level would be a good signal for the bulls to exit the market on June 30th. The Matic price witnessed the anticipated sell-off, which printed a low at 41 cents. So I missed the low there, missed the bottom. But then printed a higher low above the 50% retracement level at 44, then came all the way up to 53 cents on July 5th. So classic price action traders will likely collide a trend line from the 18th lows at 31 into a newly established low above the Fibonacci level as a valid indicator of the uptrend's strength. So a second attempt for the bulls to breach the 54-cent level should be the catalyst to induce a rally to $1. So we need to get to 54 cents. Where's Matic at right now? Right on it. We got it. We're there. We're actually there. So this could get bullish here for Matic in the short term, right? We got a super chat here. Tori, thank you so much. Been a lot of talk about the potential in DOT now. Yeah, I've been acquiring a little bit of Polkadot, not as much as not as much as others, but you have to prioritize some over the other. But and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I should be accumulating a lot more Polkadot, right? Let's see here. Mark's got a super chat too. Does owning 238 Solanas and 10 Ethereums a good setup for the next few years? Thoughts? I like it. Is that your entire portfolio though, Mark? Is that like everything you have? 238 Solana is a lot. I only have like 75 Solana, and 10 Ethereum is obviously solid. I love the 10 ETH. I like that number. But the 238 Solana, I don't know what price you got in at, but if that's all you have, in my opinion, if it were me, I would diversify a little bit of that Sol into, let's say even Polygon or like, something like that. Another like top alt that, that could run or like Crow or SHIB even. But I don't know if that's all your portfolio there. What's up, Jason? Thoughts on Quant? I'll tell you what, I need to do more research on Quant. I don't know a lot about it. And it's one of those ones that's kind of snuck by me. Do you believe more in crypto versus stocks? I've been told I'm making a mistake being way more in crypto versus stocks. Well, I'll tell you this, Kalani. It's a great question too. I am very crypto heavy, but I've recently diversified into stocks a lot heavier than I've ever been, right? Because everything is so low. And you always want to diversify. I think, a lot of the traditionalists would tell you that, you want to make crypto about 15 to 20% of your portfolio. I think Mr. Wonderful, somebody I listen to quite a bit, I think his is now like 20, 25% crypto, which is a lot for somebody like him. That's a lot. But you listen to, popular people like Graham Stephan, I think his crypto portfolio is about 7 to 8% of his overall portfolio. Right. But I mean, here's the thing. You've got to map that out and what makes sense for you. Right. But I think you should have both, in my opinion. I have both. Ideally, I don't have any real estate just yet. I mean, that will change in the coming year or so. I am looking at that as another way to diversify. I want crypto, stocks, and real estate. Ideally, I think I want to get to the point where I'm like 60% crypto, 20% stocks, 20% real estate. I think that would make sense to me. And a lot of people would say you're crazy. That's very crypto heavy. But a lot of that 60% of my overall portfolio would be in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of that 60%, I want probably 40% of that 60% in crypto. Hopefully I'm not losing you guys here, in Bitcoin and Ethereum personally, right? That's kind of how I'm mapping it out in my head over the next year or two, right? But it's a great question. And here's the thing, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? So there's not like one specific answer for everybody. There's just not. Yeah, I hear you, Salvatore. I mean, yeah, they're a conglomerate, man. It's insane. Yeah, so Larry brings up a good point. Yeah, let's talk about Cult DAO for a minute. They got listed on KuCoin, guys. So yeah, that's why we're seeing some nice price action here on Cult. Look at that, up about 32%. We're seeing some nice buys come in. So yeah, Cult DAO getting listed on KuCoin. I actually just tweeted about it. Great stuff. I'm excited for Cult DAO. I have a little bit. It's moving up nicely today. I bought like 1 ETH of it a little while back. So excited. Excited to see what's next here for Cult DAO. There is deposits open 9 a.m. UTC and trading opens 9 a.m. UTC tomorrow. So that's big. That's big. That's awesome. I hope you're right on Voyager. I diversified, however, it's sitting on Voyager this weekend, moving everything on my ledger. Yeah, man, I hear you 100%. And I do think Voyager will figure it out one way or another. But I think the best thing that could happen, FTX, man. FTX could just come in and swoop them up. Is there still talk about that? I think there is. Let us see. FTX acquire. They already did acquire BlockFi or Blockfolio. I think they're going to acquire quite a few more companies. Sam Bankman-Fried said they're sitting on still like 3 billion or something. Let me see. What's the company? Oh, Voyager. Oh wow, Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research owes bankrupt Voyager 377 million. Crypto Voyager, a high-profile crypto broker has filed for bankruptcy, citing market volatility. Where's the stuff with FTX here? Let's see. Here it is. Voyager Digital owed 75 million to Sam Bankman-Fried. Oh, Voyager owed them that, which recently threw a broker a lifeline of 485 million. Voyager did not name other firms to whom it owes money. I would like to see FTX come in here and swoop them up. Here we go. Three Arrows Capital owed a number of firms large sums of money. Crypto lender BlockFi, which had an exposure to 3AC, to scramble to remain solvent after the collapse of the hedge fund and agreed to be acquired by FTX US arm for up to 250 million last week. Okay. Voyager is actively pursuing all available remedies for recovery. And I think one of those has to be just getting acquired by a bigger company, right? Morning, Cam. I believe all this fallout takes away a lot of the work when regulation is adopted. I hear you, Tori. That's a good point. Good morning. Thank you for all the useful info. If Coinbase goes bankrupt, will we lose our coins on Coinbase wallet as well? Thank you for your time. So, Chuck, here's the thing. When you have it in a centralized exchange, you run the risk because it's really not your crypto. Right? But the Coinbase wallet would be different than the centralized exchange. It's scary, honestly, right? For all these centralized exchanges. Do I think ApeCoin can get back to 30 end of this year? I don't know if it's going to happen by the end of this year, but I think eventually it will. Right. As Boca said here, with Coinbase Wallet, it's different than having it on the exchange. You hold your keys. So it's actually your crypto, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. But I'm always wary of centralized exchanges and attached wallets. Tori, appreciate the super chat. Good morning, Foxy. How we doing? Muzz is in the house. What's up, Muzz? Don't forget KDA. What's up, PM? Yeah, BTC and ETH are safe plays for sure. Not financial advice. I agree, man. I mean, when you look at what's up, John? How you doing, man? So yeah, when you look up, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Now, Ethereum has lost some market share here, more so than Bitcoin has. Bitcoin has become way more dominant over this downturn. But when we look at them still combined, Bitcoin makes up 42%, ETH makes up 15%. So we're still looking at, 58% of the overall crypto market is made up of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But again, Ethereum was really, really diving into the market share of Bitcoin there for a while. It's taken a real big hit here, and Bitcoin has become a little bit more dominant. Bitcoin makes up 42% of the overall crypto market cap, right? Which right now stands at 928 bill. Yeah. So I agree. I think those are your best bets right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Obviously you look by market cap, Bitcoin 394 billion, Ethereum 146 billion, right? Then you've got the stable coins, the household stable coins of Tether and USDC, BUSD, and then BNB is in there. BNB is massive, 38 billion. That's huge. That's big. More than double that of XRP, right? But I mean, I'm looking at in this range quite a bit. I mean, Cardano, obviously one of my favorites here, sitting at 15 or 16 billion. Morning, Chris. What's up? Eddie T. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, guys, hit that like button here on your way in. Hopefully everybody's doing fantastic this morning. Roberto, when Lambo? I'm good on a Lambo, man. I don't need a Lambo. I'm cool on that. I don't even get riled up about like nice cars or whatever. I don't know. Personally. I'm looking at Polygon this morning though. Let's go. I want to see Polygon continue to run here. Polygon's making up 19% of my portfolio here on Robinhood. I want to see this thing run. Polygon claims to be able to process up to 65,000 transactions per second. The network fee of a fraction of a cent. That's pretty crazy. Max supply of 10 billion. And here's the thing. I don't own a ton of my Polygon on the centralized side, talking about centralized exchanges. The Polygon that I'm holding for the long term, it's on the decentralized side. But this bit here in Robinhood, I'm looking for a trade. I'm looking to trade. So, I mean, if they're right with this article here, and a second attempt from the bulls to breach the 54 cent mark should be the catalyst to induce a bull rally targeting $1. If this is right, because we've already got past that 54 cent mark, here's their kind of analysis on this. I mean, if this is right, let's go. I mean, even if it got up to about 80 cents or so. So yeah, we got past the 53.65. The next line of resistance looks to be 63 cents. And then we could be looking at $1 for Polygon. So it's running up pretty nicely here. Let me keep my tabs on Polygon. Crypto Summers, yes. Still holding Terrarium. Shout out to Terrarium too for getting done with Terrapool and getting that out there. They had a nice AMA the other day. It's been on a nice little run here over the past 24 or so. They had a big sell-off. Somebody got out and then slowly been kind of climbing back. So that was good to see. But yeah, I want to see the long-term outlook here on Terrarium. I'm playing the long game here with Terra. What's Cult doing here? Dialing back a little bit here, huh? Yeah, it's come back down to that 1246. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. There's like a 15-minute look. But yeah, Cult got listed on KuCoin, so that's why we're seeing a big pop there. I woke up and I was like, why is Cult DAO up 30%? Of course, I went over to Twitter. I'm like, hey. Daniel Guyton says Polygon will have a massive 2023. I'm telling you, man, I like Polygon. It's a sleeper that not a lot of people talk about, for sure. What's up, Terry? I'm proud of you. Thank you. Watch you every day and appreciate the love you give us. Right back at you, man. Very much appreciated. Very grateful. Very, very grateful for everybody out there listening in. Really, really appreciate you guys. I love doing this every single day. Right now in the short term, I'm just taking a little bit of break with the live stream every day. But let me tell you why, actually, real quick. The reason for that is I'm trying to get some things in line for some pretty big guests. So I needed more time to kind of, get on Zoom calls and meet face to face with some of the people. So be on the lookout for that. I'm trying to bring some um, really great people onto the channel, and not just go live every day and just have me. I think one of the things I can bring to the table is interviewing some people who have a lot more knowledge than I do and sharing that knowledge with all of you, right? Because that's what it's all about. That's why I started the constant growth kind of mantra right here, because I'm a lifelong learner. I was in school way too long, for like 10 plus years, right? And but that's what I kind of want to get back to and build. As these projects are building in a bear market, I'm thinking about that too, and thinking about ways to pivot and try new things with the channel. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? So we'll see. I've got some things in the works, and there's some bigger guests than others that are a little bit harder to reach, but we'll see. So that's why I'm only doing the Tuesday, Thursday streams right now, because I've got my routine where I knock out a lot of videos in the morning, and then I can have more time to do some admin work, both seeking out new opportunities, for the business, but also really diving into getting some guests on the channel. So Daniel says confirmed. Zach Hoskinson interview. Man, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Good evening, Daniel. What's happening? Good morning, Zach. Forgot to tell you about Lotto Group token. BNB side under 25K is pumping. Oh, I didn't know about that. Might have to check out Polygon. Thanks for the info. Yeah, Pap Vision's no problem. So it's looking really good from the TA side. So I've been watching this, and I did that little video the other day, and I've been following it here. Let's see. Matic price currently trades at 51. Invalidation of the uptrend is a breach below the newly established ascending trend line. Currently, okay. If the bears can breach this level at 48, expect us to go back down to 36. And if we went back down to 36, I'd be a buyer. Oh, underworked and oversleeping as usual. What's up, man? Appreciate you, Daniel. I'm hoping ADA stays strong, but also wouldn't mind for it to dip into the 30s. Yeah, so I can make a huge purchase. I hear you, Roberto. I hear you, bro. It's been hovering at like that 46-cent mark for a while, right? I feel like it's just been stuck there for a while. Let's see here what ADA looks like in the past. Oh, it had a little pop there. But yeah, man, I mean, look at that. It's just been trading in a really tight range here for a while. Since late June, it's been like right in here. Let's see. Rores says, good morning, Zach. I miss what you said about Voyager because I'm sick to my stomach. They've got everything from me over 5,008 and over 150 million Shiba. So sick, and more Gala thousands. Rores, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. But I do think they will figure it out. I think it's too big of an issue. It would look so bad on crypto if they didn't figure it out. But what I said was I hope that FTX or some of the bigger, maybe one of the bigger household names, can come in and bail them out. And I think we're going to see a lot of this in crypto. We're going to see a lot more mergers and acquisitions as we go through these growing pains. And that's what happens. I mean, we saw, all of these new industries, they consolidate, right? They consolidate into powerhouses. Look what we've seen in the media world, right? You've got these huge conglomerates. Now, we can argue whether that's good or bad or whether we like that or don't, right? But regardless, that's what happens. And that's what will happen with crypto. There will be big, huge players that overtake some of the small fish. It's going to happen. And we're starting to see it already in this downturn, right? We're starting to see it. Just a note, in your videos, your intro is amazing, but it's very loud. I know. All right. So I've heard the people. I'm doing a better job at leaving that volume way down. So check out my videos today and let me know if that volume is down. Relosta, I promise you, I read the comments. I saw that in there. So checking them out today. I've got 4 already scheduled today. So let me know in the comment section of those videos if it's a little bit better for you. We're all stuck in the metaverse now. Yeah, bro. I know. Ada's Lovelace took off. Also, oh, nice. My man Zay's always got some plays that nobody knows about, man. My man Zay's always on it with some new plays. I'm going to be locked into this Polygon play. Oh, okay. Polygon's up to 55 cents. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on, Polly. Doge is doing good, up almost 13% in the week, back at 7 cents. Yeah, I know. Doge is an interesting one. Yeah, it's almost at 7 cents there, huh? Looks nice. Yeah, it's up 13% on the week. Here it is. Just hit 7 cents. So Doge is back up there. I don't have any Doge right now, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't get some. Because, I mean, you're looking at a 10x to the all-time high from right now at 7 cents, right? That's pretty good. Let's see. What's up, Shinja? Morning, Zach. Have you been airdropped your WAGMI yet? Yes. Yes, I have, Mark. I've been watching Cardano and trying to buy the dips. It's been holding pretty nicely, pretty steady. Yeah, it has. Cardano published the alpha testnet version of EVM conversion bridge. I fiddled with it. It's great. My man Daniel's always on it as well. But isn't everyone worried about a monopoly for crypto with all this money being fed to the failed entities? Well, a little bit, Zay, but I think, no matter what, strong companies get stronger during economic downturn, right? Look at FTX. They're proving that they're a strong company right now in crypto. FTX is getting stronger while other people are laying people off and going out of business and filing bankruptcy. FTX is just acquiring people, right? Companies, and they're getting stronger. So that's just how it plays out. I mean, it's just part of the process, right? I mean, some people would say that's not good. The rich get richer, but I mean, that's how capitalism works, right? And capitalism sure has its flaws. I don't want to get too far deep into the hole here. Capitalism has its flaws, but what's better? What's a better system? I mean, that's my next big question, right? It's like, all right, if we don't use capitalism, what do we use? What's the next best thing? At least capitalism gives you an opportunity. And yeah, when a bigger company comes along and buys you out, it's kind of brutal, but it's part of the process, right? And I think that's happening in crypto. Let's see here. Somebody asked about Clear. Where is that question? Thoughts on sand. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to keep up with all these. Tony Robinson, thoughts on sand. I like it. I have ApeCoin and Decentraland right now. I don't have any sand, but that doesn't mean I won't ever. I do like all three of those. Oh, there's Rodney. Rodney, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Any idea when Clear Crypto will be available to buy? I do not have a date yet, but a big weekend for Clear Cryptos is coming up this weekend. And I will give you more information when I have it, guys. Always, guys and gals. Always will give you more information when I have it. But it's a process, and you don't want to rush a launch. You don't want to rush, any of that. So, but Clear Cryptos is certainly building. They're still working on their systems within, the trading platform that'll be a big part of the website, big part of the overall project. But this is coming up this weekend, so I'll be out there in Atlanta. Pretty awesome. And Atlanta Motor Speedway, we've got Cesar Baccarala driving the Alpha Prime Racing number 45. Clear Crypto is a sponsor there. We're going to have some members of the team there, as well as some community members out there too. So that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. So Colt's starting to build back up a little bit here on the 15-minute sticks. I'm locked into this Matic chart, though. Let's see. What's a good mic to use when recording videos? This is the Shure microphone. These are awesome. Crypto Summers. These are the shit. So I would check these out. Crypto Fitness and Gaming. Thanks so much for becoming a new member. And then I missed somebody way at the top of the chat. I think somebody else became a new member. Shout out to you as well. I can't remember where it was, and it might be too far up there now. Oh, here it is. There it is. Honey DaCosta became a YouTube member, and so did Crypto Fitness and Gaming. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate you. Daniel, my man, does FTX owe Voyager 700,000? So wait a minute. We just read something. It was kind of, I think it's the other way around, Lost in Crypto. I think it's the other way. Let me see here. Oh, wait, here it is. So here's the article. No, Voyager Digital owed $75 million to Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. So Voyager owed Sam Bankman-Fried $75 million. That's what happened there. Crypto Lotto Group became a new member. Shout out to you, Crypto Lotto Group. Thanks so much for becoming a new member here on YouTube. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And guys, of course, our membership to the Patreon, that link is down below in the description. It is $20 per month. Save 15% off if you want to pay annually. We've got weekly newsletters for those going out every single month for you. And of course, if you need tech support, you want to talk about new launches and strategies, even in a bear market, taxes, we've got you covered. $20 per month. You can check out the Patreon link down below in the description. And a lot of great information, a lot of great resources there, a lot of great people that we've met. So it's been awesome. FTX owns 12% of Voyager. Okay, I did not know that, Rores. If your coins got no use case, just leave them on an exchange. I hear that. Thanks, Zach, for the hopium. And yeah, they're right. I hate your intro. I've been meaning to tell you that I'm scrambling, looking for the remote like a madman. Forget to turn it back on. Need a new one, bro. Okay. All right. That's fair. Maybe I will, maybe I'll cut that out. Rores, I appreciate your honesty. Other way around, FTX loan them capital with conditions for acquisition. There we go. Appreciate you, Daniel. See, other people said they liked the intro. I don't know. Here, wait. I'm going to play it real quick. How's the volume on this? You ready? I'm going to play this real quick. I'll be right back. That's still too loud? Dude, that's crazy. Like my volume, look where my volume. Here, wait. Let me get too loud. Okay, look at this. Look where my volume is. Like literally, it has to be like at like 1. Okay, I need to figure this out, or just not play it. It's so cliche. I hear you, man. Yeah, I only paid $70 for it on Fiverr, so I appreciate the honesty. Anybody want to do one? Anybody good at video editing? Joni, Zach, your intro is great. Don't get rid of it. See, I mean, so I literally have to put it down here like 1, right? All right, so here, let me play it. Let me play it now. Let's check this out. How about now? There's no way this could be too loud. I can't even hear it. Was that better? Loud. Still? The intro is awesome, but it's loud still. No way. I mean, that like if I go down one more, it's mute. It's like gone. I don't even know what you do. I mean, how do you like make that? This is the problem, right? So this is the issue I'm running into. It's not your volume. It's the playback on the video settings. The volume won't change if you turn down the volume from your end. It's the file itself that needs to be amended. All right, I'm just going to get rid of it. There's too many people who hate it. That's fine. It's loud on our end. Okay. Volume didn't change at all. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good to know. All right. I'm not the most tech savvy person, obviously. I can talk and stuff, but I'm not the most tech savvy. Come on, Polygon, keep building. What's going on here? A little bit of a dip. Volume token. Try using a compressor. Okay. This is your belated headphone warning. Now you're whisper quiet. I am? Too bad there's no skip on live. You are too quiet now. The video didn't change. Okay. Your intro violates my neighborhood noise ordinance. No, I think no, this thing's definitely loud, Crypto Blast. I appreciate you being nice, but Zach, you owe me new speakers. Your voice is the same, just the music was loud. Yeah, it's weird. I'm just not gonna play it. I'm gonna have another one made where it's solid. No, man, keep developing yourself, man. No, I will. I mean, I need to get a better intro. I had somebody make that on Fiverr for like $70. Do you ever go back and listen to it as we do? Honestly, I don't listen to a lot of my videos. Like once I'm done with one, I need to like get it out of my brain and like move to the next thing. Like I'm just like, okay, that's done. Like boom, boom, boom. I don't listen to a lot of them playback. I mean, I do every once in a while. I do if I think I sucked. If I think the video sucked, I go back and listen to it usually. I'm like, yep, that sucked. But if it's like solid, if I'm like okay with it, I'm like I'm done with it. It's on to the next one, right? It's just like so. Maybe go for an $80 one. That is cheap. Yeah, I'm cheap, Roy. That's the problem, man. Foxy knows. People in the Discord knows I'm a cheap ass, and I'm okay saying it. I have no shame. I'm a cheap ass when it comes to spending money. Right? I want to save that stuff. I want to enjoy the long term of life. I mean, you gotta have that balance, right? But I like to spend it on big things like, vacations, and I don't like to spend it on little things. Your intro's good, but yeah, the volume's loud. Maybe use your intro when you go live only. Yeah, that's cool. I could do that. So here's a scary thought. If Sam Bankman-Fried and CZ decide to merge, there's no authority to prevent a monopoly in crypto, and they would own over 65% of centralized crypto traffic. But I mean, Daniel, would that be bad? I mean, I get the point you're making, but like would that be that bad? I mean, you have two solid companies. They're not going to go under, right? I mean, because they have more money than the Voyagers and the lending platform. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I see it on both sides. Like, you don't want to create a monopoly, but like in the same breath, like, isn't that what always happens anyway in America? And Walmart does pretty good. Amazon and Walmart do stuff pretty well together. I mean, they pretty much they've cornered that market, right? And I mean, it sucks because it pushes out the small business owners, but that's just where we are. And I mean, my thing is we got to adapt. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you got to adapt. I mean, you can't sit there and complain about the situation. You've got to adapt, right? It's either you're going to be working for a big top company, big corporation, or you start your own thing, like become a YouTuber, right? It can be bad because the fees could get out of hand. You need competition there. Okay, I could see that. That's fair. I'm here for the education, not the intro. Others have no intro. Yeah, I feel it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we'll get something in there, Ben, but you're right. Walmart sells cheap ass stuff. I agree. But they have a monopoly. Zay. Daniel always finds a negative in everything. Yeah, I mean, Daniel's good though for me because he's always the pessimist and I'm like the optimist, and it kind of works. So why is there no price on my WAGMI airdrops? Mark, I'm not sure what's happening, man. They did the airdrop a long time ago, man. if there's no price, that doesn't mean you don't have it. If you see your tokens, that means you still own it. Just go to Uniswap like you're going to sell it and see if you have your tokens there. That's what I would do, just to make sure that it's still there. But I mean, you should have it. You should be all set there. Guys, if you haven't already, could you guys hit that like button for us? That really helps us out. Push this out to a bunch more people. And also, consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. I don't know how many new people we have. Drop in the chat if you're new. If you're completely new to the stream, drop in the chat. Welcome in. So what we were talking about earlier are recession fears. Let me see if there's anything else out there kind of right now on recession. Let's see. No news. Whoops, not videos, news. I'm going to jump into something here in a second. I just want to see if there's anything. There's Cotton's plunge again, recession warning, or just another market mess. RBC says Canada's headed for a mild recession in 2023. So a lot about the copper prices this morning. SoFi can weather a recession better than other fintech companies. Here's how much cash you need to ride out a recession at different life stages, according to financial advisors. This is interesting. More than half of Americans are now concerned about their emergency savings, up from 44% in 2020, according to Bankrate survey. Experts cover, limit your spending right now. I mean, not financial advice, obviously. I hate that you always have to say that, but I get it. I'm just always giving my opinions, by the way. It's just my thoughts. Like, it's just brain dumping here. But I'm trying to save a lot more right now and spend a lot less in a lot of different places. But anyway, that's why I don't want to get a new intro. More than half of Americans are now concerned about their emergency savings. Experts cover how much people at different stages of life, including single and dual income families, small business owners, and retirees should set aside. Okay. The end of June. Let's see. I want to just jump to some of these numbers. Okay. Dual income families should be saving at least 3 months worth of income. That's a typical recommendation for dual income families, saving worth 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Single earners put aside 6 months or more. However, households with a single earner may benefit from boosting savings to 6 to 9 months worth of expenses. For both single earners and dual income households, some advisors say it's better to have higher cash reserves to provide more options and add flexibility in the case of job layoff. Personal finance expert and best-selling author Suze Orman has also recommended extra savings. Recently told CNBC she pushes for 8 months of expenses. If you lose your job, if you want to leave your job, that gives you the freedom to continue to pay your bills while you're figuring out what you want to do with your life. Yeah. Entrepreneurs. Okay, this is what I should be doing. Set aside 1 year of expenses. With more economic uncertainty, Lehman recommends entrepreneurs and small business owners try to set aside 1 year of business expenses. Taking this advice, 1 year of business expenses. See, the good thing with YouTube is I don't have a lot of business expenses. I don't have a lot of expenses as a YouTuber. I mean, unless you decide to buy a really nice intro and buy a really nice camera and all this stuff, right? $20 super chat donation. Thank you, Crypto Lotto Group. I appreciate you. Zach, we are Lotto Group on BNB. We use buy and sell fees for our token to buy USA lottery tickets. For Friday, we will spend more than $300 to buy tickets for Friday's Mega Millions, $400 million jackpot, fully doxed. Interesting. Crypto Lotto Group. That's fascinating. I appreciate the $20 donation, and because of that, you're getting some free press. This is the first I've ever heard of the project, by the way. Anybody out there listening? Okay, I got to get to some questions, and then I want to show you something recently that I just did a video on it late last night. I released it like 1 o'clock in the morning or late today or whatever. But I want to go back and listen to it because I love what Mr. Wonderful is saying about crypto. It just gets you fired up. It keeps you on the right path, especially in a bear market. But let me just see here. I know my coin tracker confuses WAGMI with a WAGMI on Solana, perhaps the issue. Okay, so that could be the issue with Mark. No price on his airdrops. Okay. Appreciate that, Muzz. They're huge, but not a true monopoly. Talking about Walmart. Zach, do you short crypto? I do not, David. Thoughts on BTFA? Really like what they're doing. They just had some news drop as well. Let me see. Got a tweet. So, partnership announcement. They've brought the top-rated creative agency Art Version to the jungle. Their team's goal will be to help establish their branding for BTFA and Blip Studios and develop their company's website. Love that. So they're partnering up with Art Vision. So just love that they're continuing to build. They had a really successful launch. It is hard to sell out of 10,000 NFTs in 2 weeks, and they were able to do that. So, yeah, Hulk smashed that like button. I agree, Cryptomania. And by the way, full disclosure, I am still a proud sponsor of BTFA. Right now, I'm not a sponsor of Terrarium. Still been talking about them just to, keep it transparent with everybody. So right now, I'm still a sponsor of BTFA. But again, I only partner with projects that I actually do have conviction in and that I do own. Still owning Terrarium, by the way. But Boris Johnson resigns. I saw that. See if we can pop open that. Boris Johnson resigns. This is fascinating.
Good afternoon. Thank you. It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now. And the timetable will be announced next week. And I've today appointed a cabinet to serve, as I will, until a new leader is in place. So I want to say to the millions of people who voted for us in 2019, many of them voting Conservative for the first time, thank you for that incredible mandate, the biggest Conservative majority since 1987, the biggest share of the vote since 1979. And the reason I have fought so hard in the last few days to continue to deliver that mandate in person was not just because I wanted to do so, but because I felt it was my job, my duty, my obligation to you to continue to do what we promised in 2019. And of course, I'm immensely proud of the achievements of this government, from getting Brexit done to settling our relations with the continent for over half a century, reclaiming the power for this country to make its own laws in Parliament, getting us all through the pandemic, delivering the fastest vaccine rollout in Europe, the fastest exit from lockdown, and in the last few months, leading the West in standing up to Putin's aggression in Ukraine.
Gotcha, awesome.
And let me say now to the people of Ukraine that I know that we in the UK will continue to back your fight for freedom for as long as it takes. And at the same time, in this country, we've been pushing forward a vast program of investment in infrastructure and skills and technology, the biggest in a century, because if I have one insight into human beings, it is the genius and talent and enthusiasm and imagination are evenly distributed throughout the population, but opportunity is not. And that's why we must keep leveling up, keep unleashing the potential of every part of the United Kingdom. And if we can do that in this country, we will be the most prosperous in Europe. And in the last few days, I've tried to persuade my colleagues that it would be eccentric to change governments when we're delivering so much, and when we have such a vast mandate, and when we're actually only a handful of points behind in the polls, even in midterm after quite a few months of pretty relentless sledging, and when the economic scene is so difficult domestically and internationally. And I regret not to have been successful in those arguments. And of course, it's painful not to be able to see through so many ideas and projects myself. But as we've seen at Westminster, the herd instinct is powerful. When the herd moves, it moves. And my friends, in politics, no one is remotely indispensable. And our brilliant and Darwinian system will produce another leader equally committed to taking this country forward through tough times, not just helping families to get through it, but changing and improving the way we do things, cutting burdens on businesses and families, and yes, cutting taxes, because that is the way to generate the growth and the income we need to pay for great public services.
That's boring. I'm done. Yeah, but yeah, Boris Johnson, UK Prime Minister, resigns as Conservative Party leader there in the UK. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how much it'll impact the markets, but yeah, a lot of people were talking about that. So I want to jump over to a video that I posted, and it was a clip from Mr. Wonderful. I just want to kind of talk about what's going on in his head with cryptocurrency, where he sees it going long term. And then I see Clear Cryptos is in the house. Austin's in the backstage. We're going to bring him in and then talk a little bit about what's going on with Clear and what's going on with the overall crypto market too. So let me just pull this up, get this ready. I'll bring Austin in and show him here. Actually, let's mute this real quick so we don't have to hear that ad. Okay, let's see. All right, skip ads. There we go. We're going to skip over my loud intro that everybody hates. We're not going to watch that. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm bringing Austin here. What's up, man?
Hey, brother.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Not too much, man. Foxy said Austin was getting his makeup on backstage.
I was. People just they're just now they're off camera. There's like 8 of them here. It takes a whole village to get me prepared.
What do you got going on today, man? What are your thoughts?
I just recorded, my 18 videos for the day, so I got that done. You got to make fun of yourself, right?
I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah, I just I'm a machine. You're better at live streaming than me. I got to spend time with the kid, man. What is it? Laugh at people in the background shouting "wanker." Yeah, that's my life, Daniel. That's my whole life, including my teenage son, who's go over there giving me the bruh. He's 14. All he says to me now is bruh, B-R-U-H. I'm like, dude, give me a bruh. Yeah, you're not cool, Dad. Bruh. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. For those that have teenagers, you guys get me. You know where I'm coming from. I'm basically his taxi service for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I
want to listen to this Mr. Wonderful clip. I know some people watch this. You care to listen to it real quick? It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. I was kind of just talking leading up to it here. Let me see where this is at.
He even provides information on what he plans on doing with his personal portfolio over the next 5 years as well. I love listening.
So take a listen to this.
People like this, because you can always glean something from it. So without further ado, let's tune in and let's see what he has to say.
The largest economy on earth is financial services. I think crypto will be the 12th sector of the economy within 10 years. Because it adds so much liquidity, so much productivity, so much transparency, so much auditability. It's so much better than what we're doing right now, which is so expensive and so slow. If I want to transfer capital over to Zurich to buy Nestle stock in Swiss francs, it takes me days and it costs me a fortune and it's incredibly inefficient. I could do it in 2 seconds with a stable coin. And I can't yet because we don't have policy on both sides of the ocean to let me do that. But it's coming one day. And I think crypto and blockchain and the services and financial transactions, microtransactions, all of it are going to lend itself to this blockchain auditability, transparency, the ledger system. It all makes sense to me. And I think regulators are starting to figure that out. Now, as an investor, I don't know which of these chains is going to win. Is Solana going to be Polygon? Should I be in Poland? What about, all of the others? Ethereum, of course, the big one right now, but too slow for many financial services. What's going on with, helium and all of these different ideas out there? So my strategy is to do the same thing I do with stocks, get diversification. I own 32 positions, 32 chain projects, 32 different tokens. I have no idea which ones will win over the next 5 years, but I don't need them all to win. I just need a few to win. And that's what diversification is all about. And I've made some investments in the infrastructure. You know that old adage in the gold rush, you were better owning and selling picks and shovels and jeans than you were trying to find gold, because that was very hard to do. The infrastructure of crypto are companies like FTX, I'm a shareholder, Circle, I'm a shareholder, Wonderfy, I'm a shareholder, Immutable Holdings, I'm a shareholder. I've given money to all of these projects because they make a lot of sense to me, and I use them all. And they're centralized, decentralized. There's stable coins in there. There's the FTX platform, which is the first compliant institutional platform I can find that my auditors and my compliance department finally agree to let me use to store value. And those are the kind of things that really matter to me. And I have to disclose, yes, I'm a shareholder in FTX. I'm also a paid spokesperson. So I'm eating, but I'm also talking about the merits of their compliance platform.
Okay, so then I just kind of ramble a little bit, but I really like that. I caught that he was on the Bankless podcast. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just had a lot of great things to say, and that little clip kind of gets you through a bear market. But what do you think about all that?
I was wondering if he was going to go there. I mean, I think diversification, that's a key mantra that you and I talk about a lot and have for the last year. I have a very similar attitude. I mean, why not own Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, insert, Cardano, insert name here, and diversify and spread it out. And I hadn't really thought about what I hadn't. He owned 32, whatever the number is. The only thing I would say, Zach, is that I think they're all going to win to a certain extent, right? I mean, Ethereum is the 800-pound gorilla. But, that doesn't mean that Solana is going to go away. That doesn't mean that Polkadot's not going to be a thing or whatever. So they're all going to win to their own extent, their own variation. You see all of them at one point in time offering up hundreds of millions of dollars to the dev communities, to come, as basically, incentive to come develop on their respective platforms. And so, my point here is that there's projects picking and developing and deploying on the different blockchains for different reasons. Oh, by the way, there a lot of them are cross-chain. So there's another reason that they're all going to work to a certain level or another, because you want that cross-chain functionality. I loved it. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because he was like totally anti-crypto not long ago.
That's what I was thinking of. And but keep going.
And he was, like people like his counterpart, I guess, on Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. Now he's been an Ethereum bull, kind of in Bitcoin for a while, and really liked it. And they've even had conversations not that long ago, like a year and a half, where like they were like, this is why it's good, this is why it's bad. They go back and forth. So it's interesting to see a guy like that, who's had so much success in investing in the financial world, all of a sudden make this shift. And it all came after, crypto had its latest bull run in 2021 and 2022. And I think like what he said at the top there, like, why are we using this archaic system still of like the wire transfers? It's funny, guys, like Austin and I were just talking about this off air, like how ridiculous it is. And even some of the centralized exchanges, they don't allow you to move as much money. But on the decentralized side of things, that's when you really have full control. That is DeFi. That is decentralized finance. When you actually have full control to move as much money as you want to whoever you want, whenever you want, and it's in seconds. And I think he sees that. I mean, I think he hit on that right at the top. But I like his note about diversification too.
I think
everything.
Well, and I think here's what most people don't understand. Like as an example, and I'm not anti-bank, but crypto is a revolutionary technology, and revolutionary technology scares the hell out of the establishment. What's the establishment in this discussion? Banks, governments. Banks want absolutely nothing to do, and you can't. But here's the thing, Zach. You can't minimize how powerful banks are with their lobbies and global reach, etc. So banks hate stable coins. Banks hate Ripple XRP because of its ledger transfer technology, etc. I think that's the core reason. Obviously, the SEC lawsuit for Ripple, all that kind of stuff. My point here is that you will see over the next couple of years a blood feud between crypto and established, institutions, banks, etc. And that comes in the form of these pundits out there, and I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong, that are talking about how they hate crypto, Jim
Mhm.
Cramer or whomever it is, right? And but you also got to understand, where's their bread buttered, where are they making their money, where
Right.
like, I'm not faulting Warren Buffett, but Warren Buffett's on record as absolutely saying that crypto is the biggest scam. You know why? Because Warren Buffett is a traditional brick and mortar, own the business, that's who he is, and that's what he knows, and that's who he is, right or wrong, that's what it is. And so that's why but he gets that soundbite out there, which ironically, in some form or fashion, do you agree, hurts crypto? Because somebody be like, oh my god, if Warren Buffett hates it, then I'm not even going to look at crypto.
Mm.
There's
Mhm.
to a point, right? And that's the kind of stuff that is irritating, but you always need to go back to, where is that person, how or where are they making money, and where is that message coming from? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, see, but that's what's
Yeah.
funny right there.
He flip-flops all the
He
time.
flip flops all the freaking time, and I think he does it for exactly the result of this. He hates it tomorrow, and he loves it the next day, because Jim Cramer needs and wants to be relevant, and wants the sound bites, and wants and he doesn't care if it's positive or negative press. He doesn't care.
Yep. Yeah. No, 100%. And I just, I going back to his point about diversification, Mr. Wonderful's, you look at like after Bitcoin, Ethereum, I mean, it's so hard to go and say, okay, well, it's Solana. Okay. And I'm going all in on Solana. No. It's AVAX. No. It's Polygon. And I get that point. I think people need to really take that to heart, right? Like, focus on the top heavy hitters, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Make that a good chunk of your overall portfolio. Not financial advice, of course. Preface all this, right? Then start looking at the other things in the top 100. This is what Austin and I do, right? And get a little chunk of all those. I mean, not all of them, maybe 8 to 10, right? And then take another small percentage of the portfolio and go after some of the micro cap or small cap plays, like a Cult Dow today got listed on KuCoin. That's why it was pumping, by the way. We were talking right when I went on. Yeah, it got listed on KuCoin. So that's how I like to play it. I mean, would you add anything to that or push back on anything?
No, I wouldn't push back. I think that the majority of people coming into crypto are coming into crypto, and they're going all in on one or two or three cryptos. And that is absolutely not the way to do it. And again, not investing advice, blah, 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 blah. It's not the way you should do it. You should diversify. You should not just be in crypto. You should have IRA accounts. You should have mutual funds. You should own some bonds, maybe. I know they're boring as hell, and they've been beat up, through everything. But my point here is that you should ETF funds. You should be at, funds that track the S&P 500, et cetera, et cetera. You should be diversified inside and outside of crypto. And I think it's the people that go all in on, and especially the people that go in on a speculative community token, they get wrecked in one way or the other. And it's just, and that's what sucks, and I hate to see that happen,
This is a really good point Craig Wayne makes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Also, hit that like button if you're just popping in, and subscribe if you're new. Let me know that you're new in the chat too. That'd be cool. So Craig Wayne, this is a good point, and I want to add just one little layer to this and get your thought. Decentralization is already dying. Nothing will be decentralized except for Bitcoin. Okay, I know where he's getting there. He's basically saying what Gary Gensler said in the SEC recently, that, hey, Bitcoin, it's a commodity. Everything else, all other 20,000 plus cryptos, they're going to be securities. That's Gary Gensler, of course, head of the SEC. Obviously, they're in that whole thing with Ripple. I do think, in looking at that first draft of the bill for crypto, Bitcoin is certainly safe. But Craig Wayne is right in this case that there is a lot of unanswered questions still with DeFi. I don't think they're going to label everything a security. I do think they're going to draw the line somewhere. I just don't know where that line gets drawn.
But also, so fantastic point. I'm going to reiterate something I just said. Look at who's saying it and why are they saying it? It's Gary Gensler from the SEC. What do we have going
He
on right
wants
now?
control.
Exactly. We have governmental organizations lobbying for control of crypto. We are in the heart of that right now, right? You know, the Biden White House said, tasked all the agencies, go out and write your documents, figure out which part of it you want and come back to us. That's why he's saying and doing why he's doing it. There's more layers to it, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. So he's like, oh no, Bitcoin, that's an asset, that's a commodity. But all these other ones over here, they're securities so that we can manage that stuff.
Agreed. He says again, banks want in, they just want regulation first. They want in big time. I get that point too. But
well, I agree that they do want regulation, but they want to control it, but they're deathly afraid of crypto.
Yeah,
because of the decentralized nature.
100%. And that's why they went after XRP when they did. XRP was the big winner of the last bull run. When you go back, I mean,
Absolutely.
like the last bull run, I guess you would say, like the 2017 run, XRP was crushing it, absolutely crushing it. And, top 10 crypto, it's this new tech that allows you to instantly send money anywhere across the world. And the banks are like, whoa, we're not ready for that.
Yeah.
We're going to go into investigation.
Yeah. So the power levers were pulled, and I'm not talking about a conspiracy theory, but they were, and it was, and here we are,
100%. Boca says Gensler's insane. Yeah. I think a lot of people share that sentiment.
Oh, Boca, you're always good for a laugh, man.
Muzz says you can buy a bottled water at the store or from a guy on the corner with an ice chest. Wait.
I think I get that.
What's the point there?
So bottled water at the store would be centralized, and the guy on the corner would be decentralized. Is that right?
Yeah, under the table, kind of, here's $1. It's not taxed. Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
it's a good point. That's a good point, Muzz.
Yeah, Boca, old money. Yep, 12. Yep, Mark, I hold 12. Yeah,
old money, scrambling for good. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's a blood feud. It's going to be a blood feud, and it's going to be a blood feud in the form of content coming out on various outlets, right? Yahoo News, whatever it is, Wall Street Journal, and one thing that talks about how great crypto is, and the next article below it how it sucks, and it's a pyramid and all this other crap.
Yeah, 100%. I hold 12 different cryptos, diversify the way forward. I hear you, Mark. That's solid. Yeah, you're missing something. Was answering the chat above. Oh, okay, Muzz. We still made sense of it, even though we didn't have context.
We actually took it to a whole different level. There you go. That's fine. Did you show that chart that I sent to you?
Dude, you just read my mind. You freaking read my mind.
But
I don't want to screw up your video on it, or I got a video coming out on it too.
Show it. That's awesome. I mean, that's one of the most, and I actually want Daniel or Muzz or even anybody to I want them to. I texted it to you. You mean to?
No, I can. Here, let me. It's under my likes. I should be able to find it. Oh, I don't know how many things I've liked here.
Oh, you're so busy.
Oh, here it is. I got it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the backstory here is I didn't even.
You want the one with the numbers, right?
No, the one with this green.
This one. This one first.
No, that's not the good one. The one that I sent. Nope. There's like 18 different versions of that one on there.
This one.
Nope. It's almost all the same chart. Let me see. That's fine. Yeah. It doesn't have the colors in it, but that's fine. So the backstory here, I should have been asleep last night at midnight, and I'm just on Twitter randomly, and this popped into me. And I'm like, when I started looking at this, so this is really interesting. It shows, so this one doesn't do a very good job of showing kind of bear versus bull, but what it's showing you is this is Bitcoin's price action, and the circles are kind of these concentric circles, and it shows you. So that first circle over on the left, Zach, that one, that circle is cycle 1, and that's like, and you can see how the years went from 11 to 14. And the next circle over is cycle 2, and that, and then the next circle over is cycle 3, and then the next cycle over is cycle 4, the one we're in right now. We're showing the red dots in 20K. Now, what's interesting about this is that it shows again the chart action over that period of time. But it also shows, to me, a very simple graphical representation of how, like, back in from 2011 to 2013, 14, it went up to 1, dropped back down to 2, went from 2 to 13 in 2018, and it's showing. And I've already done a video on this that comes out later today, but I saw this and I'm like, holy hell. And what it showed me was this is part of the dialogue. And I want like Daniel or anybody want to throw in here. We've been talking about that we've got downside risk to maybe go down into the 12 or 14,000 for Bitcoin. Also, and I'm sorry, I'll say this and I'll shut up. Even if you don't own Bitcoin, guys, even if you don't like Bitcoin, you hate Bitcoin, whatever it is, you got to remember that Bitcoin's 30 to 40% of the overall market capitalization. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, 400,000, it's going to raise every single altcoin on the planet along with it. So that's why it's relevant. Even if you're never going to own Bitcoin ever, it's still relevant.
100%.
So now, Zach, go ahead. What's your 2 cents?
Dude, I was shocked when you sent me this. I got a video too on it already. I mean, it's really accurate. And I mean, we have 11 years so far of history on this. I mean, that's pretty strong. I mean, that's as strong as you can get right now in crypto and with Bitcoin. So, I mean,
Daniel's saying, so this is basically a Fourier transmission. So Daniel, here's the question, $64 million question to Daniel. Daniel, I think you walk on water, brother. What do you think about that? Do you think that is reasonable? That chart we just were showing, do you think that was reasonable?
And I mean, Daniel, I don't know. Listen, I don't know math at all, but I think this guy does that's doing this. I don't know like what he did here, but I mean, you could check out his Twitter page. And honestly, I want you to dive into him and see what you think. But he does algorithmic trading, and he's the founding CEO of this company here that does automated crypto strategizing using mathematical, statistics.
Oh, and by the way, we're not getting paid $1 by this, guys. I found this chart last night at midnight, guys. I was amazed by these charts. So here we are, right? We're not getting paid a penny to talk about this. This is just some really cool stuff.
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, it's here's another one.
That's the same. Basically, it's the same chart, right? It's just kind of, but also it doesn't really have the numbers but he's got these just different colored versions of that same chart.
But the one with the numbers on, I mean, this is insane. I mean, you're looking at, according to this, a high top for Bitcoin right around late 2026, I would say, if I'm lining this up properly, of $2.4 million per token. And
so Daniel in his last comments basically saying, I don't really understand what Austin's asking, if you'll see that. Daniel, what I'm asking you is your opinion. Do you think this is realistic? That's really it. I mean, I realize it's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, is it realistic?
Is it realistic?
It's like a less attractive stock to flow model. Okay.
But here's in my video coming out, Zach, like I said, like that where it shows that number going all the way to 400,000, right? Okay. Let's take this with a grain of salt. There you go, Glenn. I would say reasonable. I would say possible patterns tend to repeat. Okay. So here's how I would say it. I'm not really so much interested in the fact that, oh my God, it's going to hit 400,000 in whatever that is, 2025 or 6 or whatever. It's that I always tend to look at it and go, all right, we all agree it's going to go up. We all agree it's going to go up somewhere. So cut the number by a third. $100,000 Bitcoin is revolutionary from where it will go, how much it will drag all the other altcoins with it, market capitalization, everything. That's how I look at it, right? Even if it doesn't hit that, it's going to go. And I love the chart, just how the chart laid out. So there you go.
Well, the 2024 run up too does align with the next Bitcoin halving, because a lot of people have been saying 2024, because of the halving, will be when we'll see the big burst. So I mean, that kind of lines up with it. When I was looking at this too, like what comes after, let's just say it's, by the way, I was looking at another model. Sorry, I'm thinking a couple different things at once. I was looking at another model that had 300K by 2024, and this was just something completely different that I just remember seeing. I think I shared that with you. We were talking about it. But I mean, I was thinking now, like, can you imagine the day where, oh my gosh, Bitcoin has fallen to 150K? What do I do? Do I take
the sky is falling?
Do I just hold? Like,
that's true. I mean, think about it. We're saying that right now about 20,000 back in the day when it was like in 3, and they were like, oh my God, what if it ever gets to 20? And now we're like, with the skies falling, it sucks because it's 20. I know.
Like here you go. Like right back here, like, okay, like in 2013 or whatever, it hits 1K. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin just hit 200. What do I do? Like,
that's like it. Did you? I think I've told you, like, Bitcoin has been declared dead like 450 times, or some weird number. Like, I've heard that, like, in the media, or I don't know, some random little factoid I read one there.
Well, like,
So
here's something I'm thinking of.
grab
Oh, go ahead.
Daniel's comment at the very bottom there. You can see
Okay.
it.
So you're asking if a 400K Bitcoin is possible by 2029? No, I mean, it would be before that, Daniel.
It's showing earlier than that. 400K may be what a cheap Honda Civic cost by then, but yeah, inflation, etc. Yeah,
But isn't
that's a good
Bitcoin
point.
different because there's a finite supply and
Oh,
eventually it's
he's
going to
just
be?
yeah. He's
I
just
mean,
giving you shit.
I don't know. I mean, here's and I do not know math. I'm like terrible at math. I'm a talking head. I'm a communication major. Like I'm terrible at math. But
You're the talent.
yeah, I mean, but I'm just looking at this. Okay, from 200 to 13K, what's that percentage gain? If somebody wants to do this in the background, that'd be great. And then from 3K to 60K, what's that percentage gain? I mean, because then can't you start forecasting like 20K, whatever that percentage gain was from the last two bottoms back up? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that would show historically something, right?
Well, you see the circles are actually getting smaller too. The troughs are getting smaller, see, as they go along, and it would seem that the time frames are becoming more and more compact. Do I believe that Bitcoin is ever really a $10 million per coin? I don't, man. That's wow. I mean, I can't even, almost damn near can't comprehend that number,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
I mean,
so
what's the thing that I read too? Like, well, the finite supply.
okay, here, go right below, go to Daniel's next comment. That's a good one. Okay, that's a very good. I turn the question around on you, Austin. Let's assume the model is a possibility. What's the minimum BTC holdings you'd be comfortable risking for that prospect? Fantastic question. That's why I like Daniel. He's always, gets to the, the uncomfortable question.
He says I would not strategize around it. Yeah, that's a good point.
I would not strategize. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I think back to his original point is that question there. I think it's again baseline diversification. If Bitcoin does even half of what we're talking about, it's going to raise all their altcoins, diversify Bitcoin, Ethereum. So that narrative stays the same. It would just be a percentage of my overall holdings. That's how I would look at it. And inside of that, I mean, you and I talk about this number all the time. It's like maybe 50, let's say you had $10,000. You're just starting today, put 50 to 60%, again, not investing advice, 50 or 60% of that in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then, or more, depending on what your risk tolerance is. And then, spread the rest and go from there.
Yeah, I agree. Muzz, hard to speak on without confirming the numbers and math, at least for the past dates. As of now, it's just a pretty cool, neat chart. Yeah. I mean, this is like no math required at all, but like the number I have in my head is I do think Bitcoin reaches 500,000, 500,000
at some point within the next
from now until 2030.
Yeah, I think
500,000
that's
is
reasonable.
definitely going to happen.
That's reasonable.
And again,
I think it's reasonable.
No basis, no TA, no model based on that. It's just from a macro perspective. Like I think 500,000, and from reading like what all the other smart people think. I mean, if that's the case, like, yeah, I want Bitcoin. Yeah. Like,
I mean, buying Bitcoin today at 20,000 or 14,000 or hell 30,000. That's a damn good ROI. It's an amazing ROI.
100%. Let's not forget at this time last year, everyone was pinning Plan B's 150K BTC certainty. Yeah, that's true. I mean, people got a little bit too bullish with their predictions as Bitcoin is going crazy parabolic. I agree, but when we're talking about over time, Daniel, like 2030, like that's a lot of time. I mean, look, just a snapshot.
But look at I like to play devil's advocate. Look at the perfect storm of bad that has happened that nobody really was expecting. Now, I mean, inflation, recession, Russia, Ukraine, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. I've heard about this. So they've been supposedly quietly buying an absolute insane amount of Ethereum, and started something called an ETH gateway. I saw a headline, but I didn't read the content. I didn't read the article. So I did see something. We use on Ethereum something. Yeah. I literally saw a headline this morning, but I didn't. That's what I saw.
That's
that they've quietly been buying up a absolute inordinate amount of Ethereum. And starting something called an ETH gateway. Maybe if somebody wants to add some meat around that, that's the sum total of what I know right this second. And
it's fascinating. They own critical Ethereum infrastructure. All seems clear why Christine killed the deal. Huh. I'd have to look into this. That's fascinating. Okay.
It probably has to do with
2018
payment gateways.
This shows the beginning of JP Morgan openly talking about Ethereum. Huh. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Mike Novogratz is talking about some things with ETHgate. There you go. Here, it's only a minute 30.
Yeah.
Let's listen to him real quick. And then we'll close it out. We're going to talk about Clear real quick at the end and what they've got coming up. Big weekend for Clear Cryptos. I'll be out in Atlanta. We'll be talking about that. Probably going to live stream from the track too. But hold on, let's take a listen to this and see what he's talking about here.
Well, I thought, okay, so you got Cornelius Vanderbilt, 1873. He there was no government bailout. J.P. Morgan, 1907. These were like centralized institutions. I thought DeFi was like decentralized. Why do we want one guy involved in all these things and something that supposedly that's the whole appeal of it is that it's decentralized?
You absolutely don't in the long run, right? And what you saw through this process was the decentralized lending platforms like Compound or Aave, they functioned the way they were supposed to, right? There was transparency. You saw who was getting stopped out and when and why. It was the centralized. Look at Celsius, for example. No one knew how much leverage they had, or 3 Hours Capital. I mean, quite frankly, I think when all is said and done, there will be accusations and prosecutions for fraud. There will be, gross misconduct in some of these companies when you just look at the amount of both leverage.
Pause that for a minute.
Interlending that went on.
This is the kind of crap though that pisses me off. Crypto's collapse.
Yeah, that's the head. Yeah.
It's the headline. It's the beautiful freaking graphic that millions of people are seeing. It's because it's on TV and they're like, oh my God, crypto has collapsed. No, it hasn't. It went down according to macroeconomics. Look at the stock market. All these variables, they don't freaking say that. And that's what pisses you off. And it should piss us all off as being active in crypto. This is the kind of crap that's out there. That right there.
100%. Negative news always sells, and it's got to be negative. Or, I mean, look at the local news, right? Like, what's the lead story? It's not the Boy Scouts of America doing a cupcake sell at Walmart. It's the triple homicide. It's always it's got to be this. But I agree with you. But this is important in this context because there's so many new people trying to learn about crypto, and then they turn on the TV and they see this, and it's like, well, I'm not getting into that shit because.
I have friends. I have a friend who owns a construction company. I have a friend who owns another company. Both very, very wealthy individuals, scared to death of crypto, and they're like, and they're asking me every day, like, I hear Bitcoin's crashing. I'm like, no, it's not. It's where it's been for a while, but that's the shit they're hearing, and it just,
Yep.
So anyway.
Same thing, dude. Like I have two buddies. Two of my good buddies are like big in banking and portfolio managers and things like that. What do you think about crypto, man? Are you nervous? Like what's going on? I'm like, dude, the stock market's tumbling and crashing down too right now. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
There's only like 20 seconds left here. Let's see what Mike says here.
That's why crypto originally, the original reason for crypto was more transparency. And ironically, we had centralized organizations, on top of all the crypto. And that's where most of the problems showed up.
It piss off Austin too.
Novogratz lost a ton on the Terra Luna deal. Dude, did I tell you when I was out in Miami, he talked about Terra Luna at the Bitcoin event,
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was heavily there. I mean, so he's still obviously, doing well, and he's big Bitcoin bull and things like that. But yeah, I mean, this is it's interesting. I have to look deeper into the.
But to me, this scenario with 3 Arrows and Celsius and Voyager, and so I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to preface it by the people impacted by these bad things. Do you have a link to the story about the triple homicide? Glenn's always good for man. Oh, crack me up. What was I saying? Oh, it's like it's showing the weak players in the market, right? It's
Yeah.
and frankly, it's showing some, the over leveraged position of all these different, they all lending money to each other and it's unsecured and all this stuff like this. And to me, this is how it's going to change. And by the way, there's more of these. There is
Oh yeah.
absolutely more of the, X, Y, or Z or exchange or that lending platform or whatever it is. There's more to come because it's going to happen. But ultimately it's going to make crypto stronger. But it's painful for the people that are getting impacted. And
I couldn't agree more, dude. And I think, we were actually even just talking about it beginning to begin the stream before you hopped on. I mean, you look at like what's going on right now, like there's some mergers and acquisitions happening right now, and you're seeing the strong companies getting stronger. And that's how it'll end up. Like look at FTX. They're getting stronger right now. They are acquiring, what was it, Blockfolio or BlockFi? I think it was all the same thing. They might acquire, another exchange that's going under like Voyager. That's been rumored. But you're also going to have a big fallout. But again, I agree with you. Overall, you're going to have a industry that's stronger with bigger players, with stronger, companies in the end. And Sam Bankman-Fried, I mean, he deserves a standing ovation with what he's done and built with FTX.
I agree.
You're starting to see what companies are actually who they say they are, right? When the rubber hits the road.
I mean, and look at I use Coinbase because it's easy. I've been using it for a long time, but I'm sitting here and I got a lot of money in Coinbase. I'm sitting here going, I don't know, maybe, I'm looking at that FTX thing over there going, hey, maybe at least I should diversify. Oh, by the way, don't have all of it on decentralized exchanges, right? It's just, have it offline, have own your keys, etc. But yeah, I just, this is only the beginning.
Mario says, I stopped watching TV a long time ago. All I've seen was negativity. I hear you, man. Me too. I haven't paid for cable in my last couple apartments, and I couldn't even tell you.
I do because the wife has stuff she likes to watch. So
yeah, I mean, I like I used to like just sports, but now even that stuff you could stream.
It's easy.
Glenn says, isn't Clear Crypto's always talking about governance? Yeah, 100%. And Clear's got a big event coming up. Let's pop over and check this out. Talk about it while I pull it
up. So obviously Clear has done some amazing stuff from a marketing standpoint, and one of their first marketing initiatives was to team up with a NASCAR team and with Cesar Becquerel and Becquerel, because I saw that one, Cesar Becquerel, but Cesar Becquerel, nice guy, by the way. Met him, really, really cool guy. Very, very smart, obviously team owner and all that. But they're racing at Atlanta. I was coming and I couldn't make it because I just had some family stuff. So the car is racing at Atlanta, and I believe Caesar's driving, right?
Yes. Yeah. Caesar's driving it. Yep.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool. I mean, I think it's going to be truly an awesome event. And I mean, I'm planning on going to at least 2 or 3 of these, when it comes to Texas or some other ones. But I think it's going to be awesome. You're going to live stream from the thing. I think that's cool. I think it's going to be some good stuff.
I'll try to do a live stream from the event. And there's some big races coming up later this year. So who knows, maybe even, some of the big ones toward the end of August, that'd be awesome to be out there if that's a possibility. So, but yeah, we went over kind of what Clear stands for. And I know a lot of people are still asking, like, we need more information. We need the launch date. What exactly is going on? And just know that, Austin, myself, and other people who are, going to be on the ground level of Clear, we'll bring you that information when we have it. Right. I mean, but right now you have a skeletal outline of what Clear is trying to do, and be patient. Right. These things take time. It's not just a snap your finger overnight. Here it is. Right. What they're trying to build here is multifaceted. It's multidimensional. What's another adjective?
Well, I think, it's multi. I think so again, there's a lot we can't say yet because it's not here yet. I would say this, it's that It is truly the most phenomenal project that I've ever been involved in, ever seen from the ground up, and how it's constantly evolving and changing behind the scenes to adapt and to try at the end of the day to make crypto better for everybody involved, number one. And that's from everybody from retail to institutional investors. But also beyond that, it's multi-utility, right? The most projects these days come out with like, hey, we're going to do this one thing. We're going to be a gaming platform, whatever it is. And Clear obviously is going to have so much utility that you can't even list it here. And again, when more to come, when we will address that. But I think that that's what it really comes down to. But for me, what it really comes down to at the end of the day is that Clear's goal and objective is to clean up crypto from the standpoint of the person just getting into crypto or who's already in crypto, and they want better data, a platform that gives them better analytics, projects that have been, that have been vetted, that are good projects that they can get involved with. And that's really the core, in my opinion, of what we can, genuinely address today. Now, there's way more that it's going to do than that as it evolves. That's how I, and I think that just that right there is amazing, and it's mind blowing what they're doing. By the way, massive development team behind it. By the way, I've never seen anything done like this in crypto ever.
Agreed, 100%. And I'll leave the comment from Shalom. I think Foxy answered it perfectly. Shalom, I guess I'll say one thing. Saitama didn't launch with utility, right? And if they would actually came and did what they said they were going to do, would have been great, right? It was a great story.
We were going off the same information
that everybody had.
So Shalom, great comment. That's a valid point. All we have is what the project is publicly telling us they're going to do. So They came out and said, we're going to release Cytomask. We're going to do all this. We're going to do this. So we have to go on what they said. And then what happened? It consistently, they fell short. They didn't deliver on those things. So what I would say, it's a fair point, Shalom. Great comment. That's what I love about free speech. I would tell you this is nothing at all, period, like this. And if you want to throw all of us influencers in because you think we did this or that, that's cool. That's your opinion. But at the end of the day, you and I, especially, and others that we know, we try at the end of the day to bring good projects with the information we know at hand at that moment, etc.
That's all you can do. I mean, that's literally all you can do. And I mean, to Foxy's point, I think we all learned from Saitama, and I think projects did too. I think that's a great point. One of the things I think a lot of projects learned is don't launch without some type of utility. You don't have to have necessarily everything done, but you have to launch with something concrete. You can't launch an idea.
Yeah, and you and I have seen that because you and I, so obviously, we talk to different projects on a weekly basis, and we've seen a trend, right? When the projects come and start to have dialogues with influencers and people like us, when they've been developing their utility for a while, a year ago, they didn't do that. They 100%. Would launch the token, and then they'd be like, okay, a year from now, we're going to release that game or that thing.
Yep.
Projects are not doing that anymore.
100%. And so to Austin's point, I mean, there is still some good information here, in terms of you can get an idea of what's going on. Obviously, this is the trading platform, not only for studying and viewing charts, but utilizing multi-chain capabilities, as well as trading algorithms. This is what's unique, provided for users to mitigate risk. So you can actually adopt a trading algorithm that you like. You're taking the emotional, ties out of investing, right? So many people in crypto right now, we get in and out on emotion, on green candlesticks,
Absolutely.
Red candlesticks. And a lot of that has to do with just early investors. A lot of people are bypassing the stock market. And really, I'm one of those people. I mean, I didn't have a lot. I had some just passively investing in stocks, but not really, right? Not actively. And people younger than me, I'm 32, people younger than me, they're going right into crypto. So they need a way to learn these sort of trading out.
I saw a stat the other day, Zach, that 40% of millennials own crypto.
It's crazy.
I need to confirm that, but it was a big number. It was north of 30.
Yeah.
It was north of 30% of millennials own. But I think, to your point, trading, I think, to me, is one of the biggest things that I'm excited about personally for the Clear platform, to get more into the trading, like, automated trading, and just playing around with that. I think that's going to be kind of cool, because right here, right now, the way that most of us, most of us do it, is that we buy it, we hold it, we have a profit plan in place, and but life takes over, and we may forget to go back and look at that crypto and go, oh man, did I take some profits or not? And so I think there's some really, again, revolutionary, groundbreaking technology that Clear is trying to bring, that will bring into place, that will change the way people interact and are involved with crypto projects, and the owning of those tokens, and how they, all those different things. So
100%. Yeah. And there's multi prongs here. I mean, obviously we talked about trading, the educational component with the 24/7-hour news channel. I like to say it's the ESPN of crypto is what they're trying to build, right? Where it's just constant sports on ESPN. Well, what about constant crypto content on YouTube, and not just people that are YouTubers as well. We're talking about licensed professionals here from established corporations as well, interviews. So you can just glean all the information you need to become a better and a more seasoned investor. And then safety, right? I mean, we've seen what's going on with a lot of the hacks lately, right? I mean, we need safety when it comes to decentralized, wallets and what have you. So really looking forward to this project. To Austin's point, listen, don't let us be the end all be all. Do your own research, as we tell you all the time, but we're excited about it. And we're, sitting in these meetings, ground level, learning, soaking in the information. Right now, I mean, it's the most excited I've been in a new launch in a long time.
Never seen a project like this ever.
No, not
never
the scope
seen
of this.
The people behind it, the sheer amount of development, the massive teams behind it is amazing.
100%. So big event coming up this weekend. Again, I'll be out there. I'll probably be live streaming a little bit, and the whole team, some of the other members of the team might be doing that as well. So, but yeah, keep your eye on it, and definitely stay locked in for more information on that, and we'll bring it to you when we have it. Real quick, I saw a comment. We'll close things up here. I saw a comment that Bitcoin is running right now. Is that what I'm hearing? So yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's up
28, almost to 21,000. So that's looking solid. We'll see if it's another dead cat bounce or not, or eventually a pullback's in store. But hey, green days are always good, right?
Dead cat bounce. That's funny. I just love that word. It's saying,
or a fake out, or whatever they
fake
call
out. Dead cat bounce.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you one that I'm excited about here in the short term. I'll end with this because I'll show you guys my Robinhood account a little bit here. But I jumped into Matic, and I'm excited. Oh, it's pulling back a little bit. Damn it.
Oh.
Come on.
Get out.
But I'm in here at 56 cents, and there's a chance it could get close to $1 based on the technicals. So we'll see if that happens. But little, trying a little swing trade here in the bear market. We'll see what happens. But all right, man. Hey, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it, man.
Pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. I like coming on where I'm not the guy driving the boat, the car,
So much easier when you have more than one.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right,
man. Have a good one, everybody. You too, Austin. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you.